It is I, Orlando. Headed to the stand, getting sworn in. Going under the freak show oath. Got 8 questions, 1 pass. Plead the Fifth is on. What up, people?
Yes.
Yes.
A little
So we got
nervous?
3 questions in the room. No, I mean, pretty much it's just, my turn.
Should be.
It's my turn. I mean, everybody goes and do the little hot cakes. Now it's my turn. Pass the potato.
Okay, so it's on me. I have the first one.
I was answering her question.
Oh, okay.
I had to explain to the folks. If y'all got a question, my screen is shut down.
Oh, nice.
So you can text it in to 888-429-094. And if you've ever had a question that you wanted to find out the answer of from me, you can do that, 888-429-0941. Or it's up on Orlando and the Freak Show where you can comment on that on IG as well. So all those are shut down. I can't see them. All right, Davi is first going in clockwise.
Okay, Orlando, you're a boss.
I plead. No, all right.
You're the boss, and you're also pretty much the only one, I would say, on the on-air side that has to interact with corporate on a regular basis. My question is, when is the last time you got in trouble from the Beasley higher-ups, and what was it about?
The last time I got in trouble from the Beasley higher-ups was back when Bubba worked with us, and he got all shook because me and Mike Calter are tight, and so he was like taking it like, he's saying hi to Mike Calter, we got to stop it, and all this other stuff. And so corporate was like, they took me in the office, and they was like, what's going on? I'm like, dude, like, I can't regulate my friends because this dude is butthurt, blah, 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 whatever. So it's like I had to end up having like a couple meetings, and my agent actually had to get involved too.
Oh,
it was
man.
like, it was crazy, But, I mean, it's over because he's like at some AM station somewhere. I don't know.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's not with us anymore, so it's just onward and upward. So your friends stay your friends, and the obstacles get out of the way.
Nice.
Okay.
So that was that.
All right. Good job.
Good job.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate it. All right. Meredith, you are next.
Yes. Who is the most famous person you've ever smoked with?
Oh.
Is this hypothetically speaking?
Oh, I'd like a real story.
I mean,
but
because
you
like,
could be hypothetical.
I'm
sure you got some good stories.
The most famous person that I've ever, I don't know, like, it was probably Snoop Dogg.
All right.
That's a good one.
It's probably Snoop Dogg. Honestly, it was, probably Snoop. It was during the Up and Smoke tour out in L.A. During the R&R convention. He actually procured, because we were all like, hey, what up? We're going to the Up and Smoke tour. How we going to go
Yeah.
sober? So Snoop came through with some, ooh, wee. And yeah, it was nuts. So yeah, it was Snoop-a-loop.
That's good. Right.
It was definitely Snoop-a-loop.
Right for a tour.
But you have to realize that in their, like, a lot of their adopted culture from Jamaica, you don't share in those instances. You make your own deal over there. You don't be passing it around. They don't lip to lip.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they don't do that.
So you got your own.
You get your own.
Was it really strong?
Yeah, I didn't finish it. I actually tapped out and took a doggy bag. I was like, I'm going to finish this later, people. I'm kind of wanting to listen to the music. So, yeah, that was what that was.
All right.
Yeah.
I like Snoop Dogg.
In L.A., Snoop-a-loop.
All right, man. So you've been here in Tampa for like 20 years on the radio. And when you're on the radio, obviously that comes with notoriety. People know who you are. You're out and about, especially with social media now. Does it ever bother you or get annoying? Because you're very recognizable. When you're out either with your family or alone at a restaurant, I don't know, at a bar, maybe at the mall, gas station, when people recognize you and come up and want to have conversations with you, does it get uncomfortable?
Never. There was one time that it was uncomfortable. And I mean, it's never uncomfortable because if people aren't checking for what you're doing, you'll easily find out by people not coming up to you and saying hi.
Truth.
If they don't want to come and say hi, you might be doing the wrong thing. So, people rolling up to us is dope. But there was only one time when it was like uncomfortable, and I was getting, when I turned 37, I got a colonoscopy. And I was like, because my mom had breast cancer, my dad had issues. So I was like, I'm going to get ahead of this. Like before my 40th birthday, I want to get my first one in. And so they don't put you out when they do that to you. They give you groggy so you can be aware but not aware. Like, you can see stuff, but then you floating in and out, you fall asleep, you wake up, whatever. So they got me groggy before the doctor came in to do his business. So I'm like butt naked, waist down, in some hospital gown on my side for them ready to go in and do all that. And the last thing I remember hearing was the girl who was in there, because it was a girl and a guy. And the girl says, "Why does he look so familiar?"
Oh, you don't want to hear that.
And the dude was like, "I don't know. I was asking myself the same thing." He's like, "How do we know you?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I'm thinking, I don't really want y'all to come to this realization right now.
Yeah.
Wrong time for y'all to be like, "Yo, I listen to you."
First time calling.
Right. And so I sidestepped it every time they asked the question, kind of zoned out a little bit, went to sleep, wake up. I wake up to the doctor walking in, and they're like, "Doctor, he's all set, he's prepped, he's ready. But we were like wondering why he looks so familiar." And he's like, "You do not know the most famous Orlando from the Freak Show?" And they were like, "Oh my God, we listen to you all the time." And I was like, "Oh, kill me now, Jesus. Just take me, Lord." Oh, yeah, so it was the worst time ever for somebody to realize who you were.
Yeah, they're just used to that. That's why they...
It wasn't a good look.
Right.
It was not a good look at all.
Wow.
All right. But so that's 3 questions in a room.
Yeah. There you
go.
5 more to go. 888-429-0941. I still got a pass that I can use to plead the fifth. So let's get at it. Hit me up.
Orlando, if you were to spend a whole weekend with one of the other freaks, had to be right there with them all day, every day, all day long, who would it be and why?
Oh, I mean, a whole weekend?
A whole weekend.
And joined at the hip?
Yep.
Oh, and well, if it was Meredith, she would cook.
Mm-hmm.
That would be dope. It'd be good eating.
Mm-hmm.
That's important.
If Mark would have beer,
Yes.
Lots of it.
there would be lots of beer.
You need an Advil?
Mark would ask a lot of questions. Like, Mark would talk my head off. Davi would...
What would you provide, Davi?
Ooh, wee. Davi would provide... I'd probably kick it with Davi.
I told you.
Did you? You were just thinking it the whole time.
Yeah, I'd probably kick it with Davi. I mean, because, he's got a range of offerings. Yeah, I would probably... Yeah, it would be Davi.
That's a good choice.
It seems like it'd be fun. I mean, it'd be fun with everybody.
Teacher's pet.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, here's one. Were you ever called at the office for that Monique interview? What did you honestly think of that? Because I think about it to this day.
Was I called to the office about Monique? No, I wasn't. I mean, our offices don't get down like that. Like, they really, I mean, honestly, like, half the time they don't listen. I mean, they got other stations to listen to. So they be like, "What happened?" Like, if we make the papers, they go back and listen to the tape. But it wasn't anything serious about that interview that we did as far as, like, us getting in hot water or something. We gave her the platform to talk about, whatever, because we had questions. I was like, "How is it that you think you're worth this?" And then it was the weirdest interview ever. Like, if you want to know what we thought about it, we talked about it afterwards. Like, because it was the one interview that we didn't get any questions answered. It just the questions kept getting posed back to us.
Yeah.
Polo Meredith called it on the chin a couple times.
Several times.
Because she asked a question and she's like, "Well, see, there you go, girl, because you don't know, see." And I'm like, "Wait, sorry, we're not actors. We don't know." So, it was a strange interview, honestly. I mean, I tried to be what I called auntie respectful, because I respect Monique and her game and her status. And when I talk to her, I feel like I'm talking to one of my aunts. So I kind of have a little bit more reverence other than just saying, "Yo, you bat crazy to think you're supposed to get the same kind of money as these other folks that are out there doing it now." So I let her say her piece, and we kind of just stuck in the middle.
Good. Okay.
So there was no meeting that happened though to answer that question. No. So let's see. 3 left.
I have one for you from a listener. It says,
What we got?
Big O, what keeps you up at night? When you wake up in the middle of the night and try to go back to sleep, what goes through your mind? It's got to be something.
I plead the fifth. Plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Must be deep.
I mean, I stay up. I got all kinds of stuff. So I mean, I'll leave that alone.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's probably to
I
explain,
mean,
too.
when you got,
long road.
Yeah, it's a long list. I mean, when you got people and it's just there's a lot of stuff that goes through my mind.
You should be a little nervous. You just pled the fifth.
Yeah.
I got
Still
two more. I got 2 more left.
Right.
You know, like
All
I mean,
right.
I just all right. What up?
Have you ever had sex at work in this building?
Oh, man.
Have I ever had sex at work in this building?
That's from the text line.
Now, we've been in this building since we started.
Yeah, long time.
What year was
And
that?
And we started in I got here July 1st, 98.
Wow.
That's
20 years.
first. That's the first time that's the first time I walked in this building. After my interview, I should say.
How long did it take?
About 2 minutes. No, I mean, so we've been here a long time, and I wasn't a boss during all that time. I was just like y'all are now. I was like the dude that was just in here, working under somebody else, under, Mark Gullett and Dr. Dave and all these other folks. So with that being said, yeah. And there were other companies too. So Beasley, you can't be mad because there was some Intercom in there, some CBS, some Infinity. So, I'm good.
I'm wondering what room has been soiled.
Which room hasn't?
There was a time, man. There was a conference room on this side for a while.
There was a couch in the studio.
There was a beanbag. There was a beanbag in the studio that I never did anything on, but people did. And it was like I stopped sitting on it after I walked in one weekend. I was like, that was too much. That was way too much. But I will say, I got called. I got in trouble. Not in trouble, but I got drug into some stuff because after the club, we all came back to the station because the girls who were at the club were impressed with the station, and we all came back. And I was basically like the person who came up here to make sure that nobody mess up nothing. And I ended up being called in the office the next day because people had paired off and gone to different rooms.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was in here just on the computer, just waiting so I could make sure everybody locked up. And the news people from the next station over came in early. It was like 5 a.m. and walked in on 2 people going at it in the news studio.
In their studio?
It was right there in their news studio.
Yeah.
He
Breaking
comes
news.
in for work and has some girl and he came running by and I was like, what happened? And then I found out, oh my God.
Wow.
And there was meetings the next day and I was in all of them. They're like, so you didn't do nothing. I'm like, I was sitting at the computer. And he was like, no, he was at the computer, but he was here.
Oh, great.
So it went down.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. All right. There's one more left?
Yeah, last
All right, what
one.
we got?
It says, I want to know who the whole no food in the studio note was directed to. There had to be somebody it was about. Be specific.
I can't because we don't know who it was. I mean, honestly, my thing is this. I mean, people got this crew that we have now is way more about the O's the boss thing. Like I've been the boss for a long time, but like now if I put up a letter, it's like, oh my God, it goes up on socials or whatever. But it's the business. It's the business, and there's millions of dollars worth of stuff that is in this building, and it's all my responsibility. So if I got Buckwheat, or I got Kenzie, or I got Joey, or I got you guys in here or whatever, and stuff happens, spilling water and whatever, and we go off the air or something, I'm going to have to answer those questions. Y'all asking about meetings about Monique. Damn that. But if somebody mess around and mess up this equipment, please believe I'll be in an office. So I'd rather say eat in the cafeteria that they have provided for you Or, don't. But just don't eat in this room because this room had junk and nastiness in it, and it shouldn't. So,
who you think it was?
So, honestly, I thought it was buckwheat. I thought it was buckwheat because buckwheat just got way too comfortable over on that table right over there. But then it was trail mix, and I'm like, I don't really know who eats like that. You got to be like some roughing it kind of person. So I didn't get it. I'd rather not have food in the room. So that's what it is.
Oh, man.
I don't know. But who'd y'all think it was?
Well, I thought it was one of the weekend people.
Oh, yeah, we've narrowed it down. It's definitely a weekend person.
Let me tell you, there are weekend people who have no home training whatsoever.
Yeah.
They feel they feel it's like a bottomless pit in the trash can. Like they can just keep stuffing trash in until it just will disappear or something. So I don't know what they living like at home, but they ain't eating in here no more. So that's it. It's wrapped. That's all of them?
Yeah.
That's it. Plead the Fifth is a
man.
wrap.
Good job, dude.
Yes, it's done.